Good morning, and we're back on Shades of Green at KDWN. We have Melissa Senna and Kristin Mettke from Valley Electric Association in studio with us. If our listeners have any calls today for Melissa or Kristin, our number is 702-257-5396. That's 702-257-KDWN. Good morning, and welcome back. We're going to talk a little bit about some of your other products you're offering. At break, we were talking about the fiber optics you've laid in lines with your transmission lines. Let's talk about your fiber and who's using that fiber.
So the fiber was originally, as you mentioned, installed with part of the transmission line, and that fiber initially was used for electric utility purposes. We need to have communications to monitor our system and keep an eye on what's going on. When we're talking about 100 some miles of transmission line spread across a wide area, we need to know what's going on out there from back in our control center in Pahrump. So just a few years ago, we started looking at using those fiber backbones to provide internet service to our members. So that was the kind of main trunk to get that information into the valley. So since then, we've started building fiber optics basically off that main line into the valley to serve communications to our members. So right now we have in Pahrump some businesses are connected directly to fiber within what we call the business district area of Pahrump, and we are rolling out fiber right now in Beatty, Nevada. So every homeowner and business in the Beatty town area will be able to get connected directly to fiber, and we'll be the first all-fiber community in Nevada.
And why is that a big deal?
So it's a big deal because it allows smaller communities to remain competitive, like we were talking about earlier with telemedicine and e-commerce. So like we were talking about earlier in September, we had a ribbon cutting ceremony in Beatty. Ribbon, not fiber.
We don't cut fiber. Yeah.
With the governor to celebrate the fact that Beatty is now having the fiber installed, and once complete, they will have faster internet speeds than the rest of the state of Nevada. A town of 800 will have better internet speeds than the other 2.8 million people that live in the state of Nevada.
That's amazing. And what's neat, fiber optics sends light through it. Rather than electrons, it's moving at the speed of light. So you're seeing a lot faster transmission rates of the data. And so I think Paul was saying, if you're a gamer, you probably want to move to Beatty.
You're going to want to move to Beatty if you're a serious gamer. So you can game at the speed of light.
It's been a great benefit for the schools as well, as the Nevada schools do online testing. And I know before that they had complained about the kids would start tests and it would get interrupted because the comm signal would drop and they'd have to start all over again.
For wireless, yeah.
So
right.
I believe I heard this year they were starting some testing and it was uninterrupted and they were happy as could be.
Kids love getting right straight through their tests, I'm sure.
Yes.
So there are a lot of benefits to fiber, and the fact that you have such a high-speed data network, i.e. fiber, in Beatty and around Pahrump and to your service area. Where else will you be expanding to?
So not only are we doing fiber, we're also doing a wireless solution. So we, as a company, knew as soon as we uttered the word broadband service to our members, people were not going to be patient and wait for the time it takes to hang fiber everywhere. It takes a lot of permitting. We cross lots of areas that are Bureau of Land Management, U.S. Forest Service, Bureau of Indian Affairs, even National Wildlife Refuge. So all of that requires permitting. So in order to get broadband, which is really the end game of fiber for a lot of our members is we want internet access, we looked at a wireless solution. So we basically ran fiber optic cable to tower poles, we call them. They're basically inset within our power lines, and we put radio antennas on it. So people are able to get 25 megabit up and down download speeds in our service territory, where before they either didn't have internet, or some of these areas the best available was like a 3 megabit connection.
How close to your users do these antennas have to be?
So I believe the radius around them is about a mile, but because we're in a dry desert climate with very few trees, I know we can push it a little further in some of the more rural areas.
But you do need a lot of antennas that way then?
I believe we have, I'm not going to get the number exactly right, but about 30 of these spread throughout
Okay.
our area.
So that's pretty cool. That's 30 square miles. Well, yeah, probably more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll come in behind and build out fiber throughout the area, and then as we do that, we'll actually take down the equipment on these wireless towers and repurpose them other places. So we actually have gotten some broadband and internet customers outside of our service territory already, including Tonopah, and we're working on Goldfield, Nevada, which is not within our electric service territory, but we can look at repurposing some of that equipment as we take it down and expand and making great use of it for other rural communities.
Yeah, Goldfield
right.
is the capital of Esmeralda County.
That's
and
correct.
I think the total population of Esmeralda County is about 1,000 people.
That's correct.
Goldfield has